tutorial. This week I'm going to show you how I made this pink ombre ruffle cake. Now as you can see, it goes from white down to dark pink, and it also does the same on the inside. So I shall show you how to put the ruffles on the outside and how to colour your cake so that when you cut it, it's all coloured on the inside. Let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is actually create the pink cakes. Now what I've actually done is prepared a vanilla mixture, and I've separated it into 4 equal bowls, and then using this Wilton pink food gel, what I've done is created different shades. So this one I've kept quite pale, there is a hint of pink in there, and then I've just made it kind of get darker as you go up. Now you will have to use gel for this. You can't use the water-based ones because you won't actually get the colour that these are. Okay, so what I'm now going to do, I've got a 6-inch cake tin which I've just floured and put some parchment paper in the bottom. So what I'm going to do is transfer each cake into here and bake that. Okay, so now we've got all the cakes baked and I've left them to cool, and then I've taken the tops off of all of them so that they're all level in order for us to stack them. So as you can see, we've got the 4 different colours that we had before, so going from a really kind of pale pink right the way through to the dark pink. Now what I've actually done is created a batch of the buttercream. I'll put the recipe for this in the description below, and I've just lightly coloured that in a light pink so it kind of matches. And then I've just got my spatula and my scraper tool. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to fill these with buttercream and just cover these so they're ready to be iced. So if we put those ones to the side. So we're just going to start with the darker colour, just going up to the lighter colour at the top. Okay, so now that's had its first coating of buttercream, what I'm going to do is just pop that in the fridge, just so it hardens over slightly, which will allow me to put some more buttercream on and then cover it in the icing. Okay, so now we've got our cake which has been covered in icing, and I've just placed it on an iced board with a ribbon around the edge, so we're all ready to get started on the ruffles. What you're also going to need is a foam mat and a ball tool, a rolling pin, a pizza cutter or something to cut your strips with, some cornflour just for dusting. I've got this piece of ribbon which I've just cut out, which is just the circumference of the cake, just so we know how long to cut our pieces of ruffle. I've coloured 4 different lots of icing using the exact same pink, so these are just kind of in the kind of shades to match what is inside the cake. And lastly, what I've done here is just mix together some icing sugar and some water just to create kind of like a paste, and this is going to be our glue. I kind of find that this is a lot better to use than edible glue, because if you use edible glue and put it on, the ruffles seem to slip down, whereas these, with this kind of sticky sugar, they kind of stay exactly where they are. So I've just got a paintbrush to kind of put those on. And we're going to start at the top, so the ruffles are all going to go up. So the first colour we're going to start with is the white colour. So what we want to do is dust that area, and we want to roll that out into a really long strip. The ruffles are just made of icing, so I haven't added anything to them to make it harden. Okay, so now you've kind of rolled it out, what we want it to be is between 1 and 2 millimetres thick, so it's really quite thin. And then what we're going to do is take our pizza cutter and just cut out 3 lengths of those. So each one we want to be about 1 inch wide. Now what I'm going to do is just put 2 of those to one side in a container while we work on the first strip. Taking your kind of foam mat and your strip of icing, what you want to do is place it on, but create a curve like so, and curve it as we go all the way along. Using the larger end of the bottle, what we want to do is just thin out that edge, and this is going to create the ruffles, so that when you straighten you can see that the ruffles are actually starting to form. So what you want to do is just carry on doing the whole length, just making sure you're curving it on your mat. And then at the top you just want to paint on the glue. And then starting at one end, now I would find which part you want to be the back of your board, and then what you want to do is just place the ruffles on with about 1/2 centimetre kind of sticking up the top, and then as you turn the cake we're just going to keep adding those on. And then when you get to the end you just want to trim off. Now what you want to do is do that for the next 3. So each colour is going to have 3 ruffles on there, so we're just going to do that with the next ones. Okay, so as you can see we've got the first 3 layers on the cake. So what we're going to do now is just take the next colour and just do exactly the same thing. So I'll show you again because this one kind of might show up a little bit better for you to see. And then just cut that off. And then what we're going to do is create the next 2 and follow the same principles for the other 2 colours. So we'll have 3 of these, 3 of the next one, and then 3 of the next one. Okay, so as you can see we've gone down most of the cake, so we've got the 3 different colours, and I've put 2 of the darker colour at the bottom. Now for the third piece, what I've actually done is cut out another piece, but instead of it being about 1 inch thick, this one is about 1 centimetre thick. Now the reason is, this is so we can try and get the ruffle as close to the bottom as possible. So I'm just going to do exactly the same as all the others with this one, but as you can see, kind of as you do the ruffle is a lot closer to the bottom. And then taking the end, I just want this to kind of sit along the base of the cake. So you might want to use your ball tool just to kind of check that it's secure. So we just want to push that along the base. And then I'm just going to go along the bottom just with a knife and just push slightly just to check it's all stuck down. Okay, so there's our finished pink ruffle cake. As you can see, we've got the 4 colours going down the cake on the outside, and then when you cut into the cake, it looks like this on the inside. I really hope you enjoyed this video tutorial. If you did, then please click the like button, and if you'd like to see more of my video tutorials, then please click subscribe.